That was the U.S. President Donald Trump there. I want to pull in now Alan Orr. He's the head of an immigration law firm based in Washington, D.C. Alan, it's good to have you back on the program. I want to just pick up on what the president there just said and get your opinion. I mean, he's saying that the crisis at the border is a result of partisan politics. Is he telling the truth?
No, that's not the truth. I mean, I think it's a sign of the inaction of Congress with immigration laws in our country. It's been 12 years since we've had any type of immigration bill. And since the Obama administration, there has been a humanitarian crisis in our region and at the border, which I guess is really a global issue because we're talking about humanity and everyone should be involved as we are around the world. But no, it is not a democratic issue. And I don't know which laws he's referring to changing. Asylum has been the same since the 1950s. So that's not going to stop the call. And he has done everything possible since his very first day in office to deter people from coming to the border by doing enforcement only. And it has not worked.
I want to ask you about the story surrounding that tragic picture that the world has been talking about. The father and the daughter from El Salvador who drowned in the Rio Grande trying to reach the United States. We have been told that they were told that the bridge to cross over was closed, and therefore the only way they could get to the U.S. And to apply for asylum would be to swim across the river. How frequently are people turning away from official channels and trying to reach asylum in the U.S.?
Very often. One of the new things of this administration has been metering, which means they only allow people to come through the port of entries at certain times and so many a day, which may cause families to remain in Mexico for a long period of time, which could be problematic for those families, so they decide to do other things to try to get into the United States. And it fails me to understand how a wall is going to fix that problem and sort of address the issues of sort of closed down borders, right? There should be some kind of metrics or some kind of ability to triage individuals to make sure that if they're applying for asylum, which is a legal method to the United States, we're able to get to them in a timely fashion.
Do you have any information tonight about the whereabouts and the conditions of those children who were moved from that holding facility in Clint, Texas this week? That was the facility where attorneys had said that the conditions were squalid and unsanitary for children.
Right. So this is the problem. So we were able to capture the pictures of those individuals who tragically lost their lives at our border, but we're not able to get into these detention centers, either the ones by CBP or by ICE, to see the conditions in which we're holding, the American public is holding children and minors in these unsafe conditions. So really, there's not a lot of information. Yesterday, 100 of those children were returned to the very same facility that we understood was understaffed, didn't have enough beds, wasn't meeting the procedures. So if a facility isn't meeting the procedure, and you went in and you took 300 kids away overnight, then why would you return 100 of them to this very same procedure? Seems like mismanagement and really bad for the children.
Yeah, I mean, there was a member of U.S. Congress this week quoted as saying that the children are free to leave these detention centers at any time they please, which in itself is outrageous. But it has to make you wonder, and I'll ask you as an attorney, an immigration lawyer, is it possible that the United States government here is guilty or culpable of violating any types of human rights in the way that these children have been treated?
Absolutely. Every human right convention you can think of has been violated. But don't ask me as an attorney. Ask me as an American, is this what I want my government to stand for? Ask me as a person who cares about other individuals, is this the sort of standard that we have to care for children who are ages 10 to 4 months? Is that the way that we say that they could walk out anytime, and to go where and how? That is unfathomable to me, and it was very irresponsible for that Texas congressperson to say that remark.
We're getting reports that the U.S. Senate has approved its own version of a border aid bill. We know that the Democrats in the U.S. House, they passed a different one. And we've heard that Trump may veto legislation if it makes it to his desk. So it doesn't even look like more money is going to be thrown at this problem.
Okay, so let's start with that consideration, because I think when we start talking about humanity and the United States, money has never been an issue for us for any of these other concerns. Just 2 months ago, the government allocated $1 million from our military budget to go to building this wall, and we continue to work on building the wall. So if money was an issue, and we care about humanity and life because we're very pro-life here, then why are we not addressing these concerns at these manageable facilities? Furthermore, it isn't as if these kids just appeared overnight. This has been a building problem since the very first day this administration started, and now they just want to make a rapid address of the issue, make claims that you could change the law in 2 weeks and fix everything. That's very problematic. And actually, it is a call for the international community to step in and say, you're constantly going around the world shouting these principles from your Constitution, but what are you doing at home?
Yeah. Are you practicing what you preach? Alan Orr, immigration attorney, joining us tonight from Washington, D.C. Alan, we appreciate your insights. Thank you.